We are prepared for 2025. Is it accurate to say that we will be learning about Solana or GSR? They talked about XRP and the cryptocurrency ETFs they intend to explore in the future. We'll also hear more from CoinDesk about XRP and how Ripple's lawsuit in California has affected the market for the token, which is a security. Finally, we'll discuss the price of XRP, so kick back, unwind, and let's get this done. Bitcoin is currently trading at 61,800, down 1.04% from the previous day, while Ethereum is trading at 3,395 at the moment. It is down 1.84%. With USDC at its dollar peg and XRP at 47 cents, yeah, buddy, 8% lower over the last 24 hours, USDT is coming in at 99 cents. The total market value of cryptocurrencies is $2 trillion, or $287 billion. Where will we travel next? From this point on, it will be a straightforward chop until we bang, meaning that Bitcoin is about to make a massive, parabolic push to the upside. Once we cross the $74,000 mark, I can assure you that you will see a green candle unlike anything you have ever seen before. For the time being, we are floating between 57 and 60. This bull cycle, which we are currently in and will end in the next year, presents some of the best buying opportunities you will ever encounter. The chop range is from 61 to 66, and we will simply go up and down, bouncing between these levels. Once we get the breakout and push through 74,000, it's off to the races for XRP. That's how it works, folks. Right now, we're going to dive into Keith's video. When I can, I'll make sure we have time. Pay attention to everything. You know the month is almost over if you haven't picked up your lifts, elders. After 2 days, you receive an extra XRP based on the number of points you hold. There were just 2 ERS left at the time. Only 150 exist, with 3 points per breed. The ranking places these assortments at number 30. Are in the mid-30s, meaning there aren't many left. They're exclusively available on Mondays. They're one of a kind. We only have 2 in stock, and today is our auction day. The auction will take place at noon Eastern Standard Time in the Discord channel, where GSR is offering some fire parts for purchase. Many of you are likely unfamiliar with GSR. They create markets. I did say something. Using GSR, simply put, what does GSR do? They have the authority to regulate liquidity. When I mentioned the assets by zones, I wanted to know what they would do in XRP, so I was attempting to learn more about how they operated. Hey, listen, if you're willing to be my market maker, I can list this token and instruct you to list it at 5 cents. However, I have some optimistic news to share if you want to run it up to 8 cents. Is that something you can do? I go, of course, but they go. That's interesting, I see. I perform well. How do you proceed? They work nicely when I have a group of people that will be unlocking tokens and being able to dump them. Ensure that you allocate a sufficient amount of money and keep it stable. Please stick to the parameters you specify. In essence, they told him to exchange the token inside a certain range. They'll manage it between the 2 of them. They'll confirm that it falls within that range. They are going to buy it left, right, up, and down. Yes, they will profit from both. Ends this thing, and if I want it to rise in response to an impending announcement, they will do so, but they can also precisely lower it again. I have spoken with GSR on the phone numerous times, so no one can dissuade me from what GSR has been doing with XRP. In fact, I have a contract with GSR waiting for me in my inbox, so please don't bother contacting me if you haven't already. Because, as you can imagine, you can only rely on what you read online. I really had conversations with those in charge of overseeing these marketplaces. These order books include max schemes, which is why JSA exists. What statements did they make? Simply put, they released a tiny ranking sheet. That's the object of our attention. They gave it a total rating after factoring in the decentralization and demand scores. With 0.5 Ethereum, 33% weight, and a 1.5 demand freeze, we can be certain that E is receiving an ETF. On the list, what comes next? Solana arrives at 04 and has an S request. Solana is purchasing an ETF. You've been informed that Solana is investing in an ETF is the optimal method for people in Solana. The opportunity is excellent. This thing has promise right now. The parabolic blow up top is priced at approximately $2,000. It's $140, I know. I am aware that you could potentially profit 10 to 15 times from it. We might be able to secure that much money. If we receive more money, we might see a larger percentage increase. Gain in Solana as opposed to XRP is unsettling to consider, but it's real, right? Be mindful that I don't care about the token's cost or manufacturing process. How many tokens do I truly own and find meaningful? What number of XS will I receive in return? What position do they hold? XRP decentralization is a -9, and they essentially state that there isn't much of a market for it. Indeed, they assert that there is a greater need for near-term solutions. Indeed, XRP exists, but XRP this suggests that there is a higher demand for XRP than for a VAC. I believe there are some thought-provoking ideas there. What do they think? They believe that the Solana ETF will follow after all those developments. Applications for VC and 21 shares seem doomed for the Solana ETF under the Biden administration, but they have a deadline that runs out with Trump when he returns to office in November. You've seen a complete 180-degree turn in the cryptocurrency markets, right? Everyone who supported Biden in the previous election now supports Trump, and they're all very open and honest about it. People, here's the chart explaining why Biden wants to ban crypto right away while Trump wants to keep it in the US. It's a fairly straightforward chart, the one and only one I've been showing you for a while. That's your buy zone. We're getting closer, and we may even be touching it now. Here is Keith's latest video, which he advises you to see. The following facts are indisputable. Basic XRP has not yet had a chance to act. I'm going to cause quite a stir. I've taken numerous photos, and as you can see, we are currently approaching the buy zone. We desire this outcome, and he will review it thoroughly. Oh, I apologize, that was back in 2017. However, as we navigate through this situation, you'll gain a better understanding. Yes, he will explain everything in terms of where we are. XRP there will be a turning point. People, pay attention and let's start moving beyond the vertical lines you perceive. Are somewhat similar to waypoints, okay? Marks on the chart indicate a specific time, allowing you to observe how the candle pattern unfolds at that moment to determine if they connect correctly. What happens, and how does it occur? What is the duration of it? Does it go, etc.? We begin to receive answers to questions that were previously unanswered. We now possess the ability to make more informed decisions. We don't need to make a guess based on that. We don't need to take it into account. We can simply observe it and say, yes, that's correct. Let's go back to the end of the bull run on Bitcoin, XRP, one of the oldest coins in existence, which you didn't even witness in 2012 and 2013, since most of you weren't present. About the first two, we can observe the moments when Bitcoin peaked and began pulling everything down with it. Bitcoin is currently the third coin in existence. Yes, that was a blue line. In the future, we can monitor the next steps. We can establish a reference point using Bitcoin. In the center right, we can clearly see that is rather simple to understand. It's not too hard to overlook. By looking straight through this, we can see XRP clearly. XRP made a very aggressive approach approximately halfway between the conclusion of the bull run and its onset, and then violently withdrew after experiencing the events. Indeed, we have a clear understanding of the timeline. This is it. 2016 is the major event that everyone likes to compare everything to and predicts will continue to have all the same features. Indeed, as you can see, we made some minor adjustments. We made some minor adjustments to the trend line. In terms of timing, we were unable to return to the same place in 2014 about Bitcoin in this blue box. We noticed that holding onto Bitcoin for a short time made XRP more valuable. At this point, it was no longer applicable to reverse gains or percentage increases. It wasn't worth it to invest in Bitcoin, it was worth it to invest in something else because you could potentially make more money there. This does not include Bitcoin, as it is not a profitable investment. It only indicates that the other elements made it more equitable. Alright, aggressive run-up on the chart. The chart's run-up eventually formed a small resistance level, which it then chopped out to produce a small support level before failing as the bull run came to an end. Midway through, we reach our next waypoint, which is the same red box. We do the same move, a little bit up, roll over, and back down into the same red box, and roll over again, back down into the same red box. The bull ran from the end of the bull to the end of the bull, and somewhere in the middle is where XRP becomes more attractive to hold onto Bitcoin once more. This is not to suggest that Bitcoin won't generate revenue or that you should alter your current course of action, rather, it only provides you with all the data. Yes, we are once again. This is our final one. Bull run cycle stopped when none of you sold when you ought to have, and since you spoke with me in the DMS, I know who you are. Don't pretend that you don't all okay, you should know better, but you find it difficult to own up to mistakes, so people tend to look the other way. We'll initiate this in the upcoming video when we approach the blue box, which signifies the halfway point of the bull run. This is the point at which the fireworks will ignite as we enter that zone. At some point, XRP will surpass Bitcoin in value. This is when the push-up starts. This trend will continue well into the upcoming year. If XRP achieves 6% dominance, as it did in 2017 and 2021, an easy Q2 will see the parabolic blow-off top on XRP. 6% dominance equates to at least a $6 XRP price. People take note of the charts.